Yeah, so the CTO role can be a nebulous one. If you were to go out to an Indeed or a LinkedIn today and look at postings for a chief technology officer, it could range anywhere from a very hands-on person that is side by side coding with developers, to all the way to a position like we have structured the position here at Trintech. Which is a leadership role. And so at Trintech, as a part of the executive leadership team, I've got end-to-end responsibility for our software engineering capacity, both in large enterprise and mid-market, as well as our SaaS operations in both our private and public cloud operating environments. InfoSec is a part of the responsibility as well, and I've got a really, really competent and progressive InfoSec team that reports to me, as well as is our internal IT function. And I think each one of those areas is evolving so dynamically that a CTO today, to be successful, needs to, and I'll borrow kind of some guidance from a chapter in a book by a woman named Shannon Waller. It's called the Team Success Handbook, and she really talks about like who we are, right, is kind of three things. One, your CV or your resume of the past, it's going to have all the great things that you've done. And yes, it's a fact that I worked for Microsoft for a decade. And yes, it's a fact that I've worked in a 12 million end user SaaS solution based out of Silicon Valley. But those are really just kind of tools on the shelf. And if you are building who you are based on that past, that's not the right way to look at it. As a leader and as a CTO, you really need to be focused on two things. Is one, can you hire and retain and guide leadership and individual contributors underneath you? And the key is guide, not micromanage, not do their job for them, but guide them to success and the goals that you set out with as a business, right? And the second aspect of that is if you look at when things get rough, when we get into uncertain waters, can you pull those tools off the shelf to help provide confidence and even more prescriptive guidance to steer an organization through it? And I think that that is key. And I think that any CTO stepping into the position today probably needs to check the what I've done from the past attitude at the door and treat it more like a tool chest, and realize if you have more tools on the shelf, right, any job is easier with the right tool. You'll be able to leverage those, but come in with an open mind, come in and listen more than you speak, and work with your teams and build the right teams to come up with a strategy that works for what you need to accomplish as a business. The technology trends, the way that we organize and deliver software, the way that we operate, regulatory compliance and InfoSec requirements are so rapidly changing that you can't come in with a cookie cutter approach and say, yeah, this is going to work. This worked for me in the last two jobs. Let's do it here. It'll work here. It'll never work.